Welcome back, everyone, to an exciting episode of Kicking It with Gab and Chooch.
I am Gab.
And I'm Chooch.
As always, we are back with another huge episode, second to last episode of the season, our last preview of the season for Championship Sunday. We are going to go with our awards for the weekday games, recap the weekday games, and then talk about Championship Sunday and the first official / preliminary major squads that have been released for the Euros as of right now. Let's hop right into it with our awards. Chooch with the banger of the week.
We all know it. Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall, the Chelsea man, playing for Newcastle, almost fighting against them in the point standings for the table. But absolute belter from outside the box. I think a shout to Ahmed Diallo as well. He had a really good one, just a little bit, probably about 5-6 steps more inside the box. But Amad Diallo gets my star boy of the week as well, playing in such a huge game. And yeah, I mean, shoot. Good shouts to him. He's been playing well all season. He's finally been getting some playing time more often than not. We saw him score the game winner in the FA Cup and then get sent off for celebration. But he's been big time for them all season. Almost feels a little bit Cole Palmer-ish before his huge break to Chelsea. But all I know is Cole Palmer was a FA Cup merchant before his time. But yeah, who do you got for Starboy of the week?
I, being the Chelsea man that I am, being biased FC, Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer. I feel like it's so hard to I stopped saying Phil Foden just because I can't say Phil Foden every week. If I were to say Cole Palmer every week, it'd be the same thing. He's been so good. Truly, man, I mean, without him, who knows what place they'd be in. That's truly crazy. I can't believe. Still to this day, I was hoping, if he went anywhere that it would be Chelsea. So it's a good thing that he did. But definitely just crazy the way he would celebrate on City. I can't. I love him, but not against us. That's for sure. But either way, we'll see. We'll see if he gets into the squad for Euros because it has been extended. But we'll see to 27 men. Let's hop into our weekday recap. Just a few games here.
Huge
games for sure. We started off Wednesday with Brighton, Chelsea, and United, Newcastle in a battle, absolute battle for that Europa League spot. And Chelsea are the ones that come away the winners. They get the easy win, I'd say, over Brighton. It was all Chelsea, in my opinion. Brighton never really threatened too much until they got the goal. And the red card definitely, it could have been bad for Chelsea there, but I think there was definitely a red card prior to that with the Moidrick incident. Should have been sent off. Apparently, according to VAR, there was absolutely no evidence. When clear as day, I'm watching on my TV, I could see it. But I mean, that led to the Reece James red card. I mean, he's here. It's like the South Park meme where it's like he takes his money to the bank, he goes, and it's gone. Because he's back and he's gone. Just like
he'll miss the next game and the next 3 opening games. Absolutely crucial. But we'll have Malo Gusto.
As far as you know. I think the only untouchables listed. I don't know if they listed an untouchable list. I don't think they did. That was Man United I was thinking of. But United get the win 3-2 over Newcastle, which opened the door for Chelsea to hop into that 6th spot. Big win. big win. Puts United and Newcastle level on points, but huge goal differential for United. So the last game, won't necessarily mean too much United still have a chance to make European football through the FA Cup. Newcastle, unfortunately, they, not look good for them. They could potentially regain that spot with a win and a Chelsea loss because the goal differential is quite up there. But Chelsea do have a potential to finish fifth as well.
Mathematically.
And that comes with potentially another title match on Thursday. Tottenham versus City at Tottenham home. Manchester City with a 2-0 win in perhaps one of the most intense games I've watched. The atmosphere was crazy. Everyone watching everywhere was insane.
Locked in. Everyone was locked in for that match.
Everyone was locked in. The players, at first in the first half, Tottenham were just controlling possession. It was just unlike us. I was like, man, this is nervy. Not being in control of the ball every, second. Definitely a sense of fear a little bit. We almost got scored on a couple times. The first goal
by Son.
Yeah, the first goal, very simple tap in, good play. Started off Phil Foden with a good run into a cross. Didn't connect on the cross, but led to a Haaland tap in. And then Heung-min Son with a golden opportunity. If you haven't watched the Arsenal reaction vids, you need to, because they are class. What absolute disgust. They're calling him a cheat. Every single one of them was like, no, he's cheat. He's a cheat.
He's done it on purpose.
I guarantee any of those guys that said that would go and fall over in a full speed chase with someone on your hip trying to shoot across the goal. Come on. But Stefan Ortega, quite literally magnificent since coming on. Unfortunately, Ederson will be out for the season. Somehow was allowed to stay in the match after
he was not in the right mind to be in the game.
Videos we saw. He was legitimately knocked out. Yeah, he was legitimately knocked out. Was allowed to stay on. Apparently, the doctors told Pep after that he needs to come off, which is why he was subbed off. But it wasn't a concussion sub, not official from the referees. Came from the doctor, and Pep made the decision. We all saw freaking Ederson screaming, punching stuff like Bentancur did. Who I thought Bentancur, that substitution was mad because he was insanely influential in that game. Yeah. Quite unreal to see if you get a chance to watch that video. Look at it. He's almost limp in a sense. Kovacic screaming for his brother. Bernardo seemed to have training. He knew exactly what to do in the meantime. But yeah, just quite unreal scenes in that one. Unfortunate. I don't think Romero meant it, but knowing his history, he probably meant it. He meant it. Disgusting player. No, he's good. He's good, but yeah, still bad timing there. But Stefan Ortega came in, saved the day. Couple of really good saves. He's going to be our keeper for the last game of the season and the FA Cup final. So really good.
Gab's future kid will be named after him.
That's funny. Yeah, when you're talking about those memes, it's like my daughter's gonna be mad when she finds out her name is Stefan Ortega Moreno. And then the memes going around where the guy sells Stefan Ortega his car. I just sold Stefan Ortega my car. That's quite hilarious. But yeah, huge, massive game. City came out on top, and Doku draws a pen off of an insane Foden pass. Doesn't get the credit it deserved, but we won't forget. We will be there. I will always bring it up from now until time. But quite unreal pass from Phil Foden. Doku with the cut in. Pedro Porro just fouls him. Haaland puts it away to seal the game.
And
unreal.
Unreal.
the passion of the celebrations too. Bernardo knew that was the game. They all knew it was the game. One more City Ham game away from a title again. Hey, what did Pep say? If it was about the money, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, they all would have done it. But where are they? Not there. Go ahead. Yeah, so that really put us up. Haaland obviously getting the 2 goals. I don't think Cole Palmer will put 5 in the final match day. So it looks wrapped and sealed, but we'll see what Cole Palmer does because we never know.
5 penalties.
It also really was good to see Nkunku come back for Chelsea. Reece James was back as well for some time, but Nkunku, I mean, we know that guy can score, man. That's what Chelsea really have needed all season. A guy that can score 7 times out of 10. And Nkunku could do it. Nico Jackson right now is like 3 out of 10.
Yeah, because if you see in the 2 games that Nkunku's played, he scored 3 goals.
Yep, it's unreal, unreal numbers, and he was doing this in the Bundesliga. I was definitely a huge advocate for him when he was at Bundesliga, RB Leipzig. But man, I mean, now that he's come to the Prem, I mean, his numbers are. I mean, they've always spoken for themselves. That's why he's where he's at. But fully healthy season, we've been saying Chelsea could be really dangerous with the guys that they have.
Yeah, now because only injuries now they have is Enzo, Lavia. I think Chilwell's still getting back. And Mudryk, he's on concussion protocol, so he'll be out for the last game. So
yeah, but really big, really big for Chelsea. They seem to be getting healthy. They seem to be finding the right form at the end of the season. First, for Pochettino to keep his job. Second, I mean, just finding rhythm with the team. Finding, you're going to get rid of a few guys. Not necessarily the ones that just got there, but I'm really thinking Sterling might be one to go. We'll talk about a little bit more about this in the next episode, but still, I mean, the guys, the Chelsea team, they seem to be coming into fruition at the right time. And what Pochettino's been saying all season, patience. I mean, that's all he can do with this young team. And I mean, to be where they were,
trust the process,
to where they are now is quite literally unreal. And for them to be able to finish in the top 5, I don't think you probably had them in the top 5, but I know I for sure did.
Because of my biasy.
Yeah, but I know I for sure did it. They were, I think, 12th at a time.
In March.
I think the lowest. Yeah,
11th. They were 11th in March.
Okay, 11th. 11th was the lowest time. Quite unreal. 5 spots, maybe 10, if it happens. I'm sorry, 5 spots, maybe 6 if it happens. Tottenham would have to absolutely fold, but
they just have to lose and we need to win, and we will.
Yeah,
finish.
You never know.
On goal.
You never know with Tottenham.
They do play Sheffield. I got excited for a second, and then I said, "Wait, never mind. I think they play Sheffield." We look at it; they play Sheffield.
Yeah, they literally played Sheffield.
So I will be hate watching, hoping for Sheffield win.
Definitely, we also had United. I mean, Ten Hag, really good win for them. I thought United looked quite a bit better. Obviously, they look better with Bruno when he's on the pitch. A lot of questions about a lot of those guys, too.
A lot of questions.
Only some of the youngsters really were named as untouchable. Højlund, Mainu. I don't think Rashford was even on there. I think it was Mainu, Højlund, no, not Maguire. Someone else. I just can't remember who it is. But it wasn't even Bruno wasn't on that list. So a lot of questions coming to them. Should sort out first with the coach, with the gaffer, if Ten Hag stays on or not. He believes he will be staying on, but we'll see. But either way, big games for the weekdays. Yeah, I mean, Postecoglou said, that it just really goes to show the interviews he saw and everything on social media, how Spurs fans are just crippled from the inside out.
Yeah,
But
so
he's just there to win. He said he doesn't care about any of it. He just wants to win. He said the team has no right to brag over anything. They're trophyless in the last 20 years. He said you don't even remember the people's names that the fans don't even remember the people's names that last won trophies at Tottenham. Like, just absolutely went in on him. Says he wants to win games, but I think that's kind of a good thing. I mean, nobody wants, especially as a coach, like, you're not coaching to lose, like he said, and you don't even want your team to be thinking about, oh, we're gonna lose, so Arsenal can win. Which I guarantee you, one player was thinking that. I guarantee at least one.
Son on a
I didn't
counter.
say not that. I just mean in general. In general, I mean, no matter who you are, what you do, if you see something that brings into doubt something, out of the squad that's 20 something people, one of those players is going to have doubt. It's just natural born human instinct to doubt when so many doubt you. Well, either way, let's move into the championship Sunday. All matches starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time for us. Going to be a huge one. We start rolling down the tape. Arsenal versus Everton. Huge title results, obviously. Arsenal could still win it with a win and a Man City loss, or draw. Even a draw would do it on goal differential. Brentford, Newcastle, huge placement results, especially coming up with Brighton United at the same exact time. So big placement results there. Also with Chelsea could fall down to that 7th spot with the loss. That's a Bournemouth, Chelsea, 5th place, 6th place, 7th place possibility. Those could flip-flop quite a bit in the final match day. Burnley Forest, huge relegation results. Would
Real
take
Burnley.
something quite special, unlike we've ever seen. But there's a few matches that have very, very little meaning. Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, those teams are already set and sealed for both sides. A loss could change things, but nothing that's really going to impact the table in a meaningful way. Liverpool Wolves, another one with very little meaning, won't really impact the table in either way. And then Luton Fulham. So this is a huge one for relegation. Luton need, let's see, exactly. So Forest goal differential is minus 19 and Luton's is minus 31. That is quite something. So it would have to be who's got their results. Let's see who won. Okay, Luton and Forest. Where are those matchups at? Because they would have to win. Luton would have to win 6-0 and Forest would have to lose 6-0. And even then, we would need, I think Luton have the one tiebreaker on them.
Jesus.
So that's what it would take. That would be quite unreal for it to fall to that. I mean, it's just absolutely unreal. I think Luton are done. The coach was crying last week. He thinks it's done. I mean, shoot, you could try to win 12-0. Don't think that'll ever happen, but I mean, we've heard crazy things happen. It's Championship Sunday for a reason. Don't think it'll happen. I'm rooting for Luton. But we're also rooting for Forest, but I would love to see something insane happen once in a lifetime. So we'll see.
Would be insane.
Yeah. And then we have the title game, Manchester City versus West Ham. Winner, if Manchester City win it, that's it. Another one in the bag. We will see what happens there, but usually City Ham is pretty strong in terms of an allegiance. So we'll see. West Ham don't really have anything to
So
necessarily play
just,
for.
just the only thing is just sending David Moyes off with the win. That's the only thing they could really play for.
But David Moyes did not sound confident, saying that it would be hard for them to beat Manchester City's U14 squad in his interview. But quite funny either way. We'll see. Could be a tough game either way. West Ham have some stars. I doubt Paqueta will ruin Pep's streak, considering what would be happening. Who knows if he'll even play? Who even knows? We might not see anything. I mean, Calvin Phillips will be present at the Etihad to celebrate, maybe potentially. He will be with us. He cannot play. He won't play.
Does he celebrate with City?
I don't think he would, but we never know. I think he should, but I don't think he would, out of respect. Moving into the next game, the final game, huge fifth place results. Sheffield versus Tottenham. Tottenham lose, leave the door wide open for Chelsea. Yeah, they lose and leave it wide open. A draw would secure them that fifth spot. Either way, though, so we'll see what happens with them. But there's all but 2 games that really, don't really mean anything. So really good slate for sure. Even if they switched a couple up, it'd still probably leave it to 2 games that don't really mean much. But I mean, final day, anything can happen. You absolutely never know. Not counting it till the final whistle's blown. We'll see what happens, but big things. Huge final match day. Not much more I could say.
Just calm before the storm, buddy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be one of those championship Sundays that we look back. It ends on the last day. We talk about the Balotelli assist to this day. Like, well, who's it gonna be? What if Oscar Bob gets subbed on the Oscar Bob goal to win them the league? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, quite unreal. It's quite a good shout to mention as well. Saturday, we will be seeing a Women's Super League, Premier League also. Title race that is down to the wire. Chelsea, Man City. Shoot. Going with the squad for sure.
Florentines!
It's a 2-goal differential. We have 52 points. Chelsea have 52 points. They have 2+ goal differential on us. 21 matches played each. 17 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses each. Now, I don't know for a fact, but if it were to go to an even goal differential and an even point record, the next tiebreaker would be whoever has the better face-off record. So if it's one draw, 1 loss, or 1 loss, 1 win each, because they play each other more times than other ones do. There's only a few games in theirs and a few teams, but it would go down to a face-off at a neutral site for the league title. We've never seen it happen in men's Premier League history or women's. So it would be quite unreal, once in a lifetime, but we'll see what happens with them. Shouts to the Man City women's team. Hopefully they win it. And we go right into the Euro preview of sort. Not all the teams are officially out. There's a few teams that did official squads, and then one team that did like a provisional official, meaning they put 30 players out instead of 27, and they'll trim it from there. So we'll have a look here in a second. I wanted to show off a few kits that were official. Well, Man City's kit became official over the last 2 days. or yesterday it was.
Saw Foden flexing it.
Yeah, let me put this up on the big board. We had Phil Foden from the women's team, Mario Kanji, and Kevin De Bruyne in those fully fitted kits. Absolutely unreal. Really good. I really like the leathering here. Puma went with this collar, but I also saw it very similar on a leak of a Nike collar. And then let's go back. The Barca leaks are quite unreal. How throwback is that? And that's what I was talking about also, the collar.
That with the long sleeve. Jeez.
And this one is all right, but still, I mean, this other one just brings you back. This one brings you back. Not necessarily official on those, but could be soon. Let's have a look at the France national team that was announced. We have Areola, Mike Mignon, and Samba for the goalkeepers. I don't think they missed anyone out there, on my opinion. We had Koundé, Klaus, Benjamin Pavard, Konate, Saliba, Upamecano, Lucas Hernandez, and Ferland Mendy gets the call up. I mean, obviously France are one of the biggest and best teams, in the world. But this, okay, that's your defense. And then take a look at this midfield. Camavinga, Fofana, Rabiot, Zaire Emery, Tchouaméni, Griezmann, Kanté. First of all, Camavinga and Tchouaméni could play almost anywhere on the field. I would argue even Kanté could still too. I mean, he could play left back if you need him to play left back. But finally, we see Kanté back. Zaire Emery, huge for him.
Yeah.
Being so young.
I think he should be one of the starters in that midfield.
Yeah. Rabiot always seems to be there, always seems to play really, really well. Fofana's in there as well. I am a little surprised that Guendouzi is not in there. I feel like he's played really well this season. He got loaned out to Lazio, but I think he's been playing really, really well. But I mean, this team's so stacked. Literally, the only maybe the two I would consider is Zaire Emery and Fofana for him. But Zaire Emery's been playing so unreal. Haven't really seen much on Fofana, but obviously that's the coach's decision. Moving into the attackers, Barcola been playing insane. Dembele, always there. He's just special. Coman, always there. Giroud, France's all-time goal scorer. I mean, shoot, you can't leave him out. Kolo Muani, Mbappe, and Thuram. Obvious choices. The fact that you can throw Griezmann into the midfield selection with those attackers is quite unreal. But yeah, that's the squad right there. Definitely favorites to win it. Let's have a look back. Let's look at the missed out ones, which is quite unreal.
Yeah.
Left out from the Euro squad for France, Olise, who is still eligible for Algeria and England. You have Malo Gusto, unreal season, gets left out of this squad. But I mean, when you look at the squad, who are you going to leave out for him? Ferland Mendy was the one that got the huge shout, huge call up. Good for him. Malo Gusto's been a little bit injured here and there, so it does make sense. But Malo Gusto's been unreal all season. Moussa Mkhitaryan played well, doesn't get the shout. Jean-Claire Todibo been playing well as well. Disasi been playing good all season. I know Chelsea's an up and down squad, but he's been one of the main factors that's been there the entire season. As we mentioned, Guendouzi, Jean-Philippe Matthys.
Big, that was a big
Not
one.
really seen. Yeah.
And
And
Moussa
Musa
Diop.
Diaby. I mean, Musa Diaby, we know he's one of the best counter attackers here that we've seen. Just wanted to see if there was any other shouts. Someone said Pogba in there, but it's quite funny. Going into the Dutch national team, let's have a look. They have Justin Bülow, Mark Flecken, good one there. Nick Olige, Bart Verbugen, Nathan Ake, always. Steven Bergwijn, always. Daily Blind, always. Lock. Brian Brobbery, lock. Memphis Depay, lock. Virgil van Dijk, absolute lock. Denzel Dumfries, so fantastic. Jeremy Frimpong, no brainer. Cody Gakpo, 100%. Lutrell, I don't even know how to say. Gutrida.
Good
Ryan
winger.
Gravenberch's been playing decent all season. Frankie de Jong, obviously. Tian Cooper Means. Matthias de Ligt, 100%. That defense, honestly, is always one of the best defenses in any European competition. They just happen to run the five out the back all the time, though. You have Ian Matson, huge call up for him. I mean, he's been playing insane all season. He's in the Champions League final. Big part of Dortmund's run. Good shouts to him. Daniel Malin, absolute beast on the ball. He's R9 reincarnated. Tijani Reinders, Martin Darun, Jordi Schouten, Xavi Simons, absolute shout. Hopefully he balls out. Hopefully he even gets to play quite a bit. Quentin Timber, Joey Vermin, Mickey Van de Ven. I mean, think about that defense. You have Virgil van Dijk. You have Daily Blind, who's just like Davy Blind is the equivalent of.
Like
He's just
Thiago
like,
Silva.
yeah, he's like a Thiago Silva of the national team. Like he's always there. Just he's their rock in the back. Nathan Ake,
The
freaking
Bridge.
De Vrij, yeah, who always plays as well. Delict.
It's a
Just
stacked
that
defense.
defense is stacked. Yeah, absolutely. So they'll be, a team to beat as well. One of the teams to beat. And then Mickey Van de Ven, who's had an absolute breakout season, right there with it. You have Wout Weghorst. Obviously, I think he'll stay in the team no matter what. And then Wijnaldum gets a shout as well. So good for him. They will cut it down 3 more players. Not exactly sure who. Could be some injuries in the training time. That's probably why they did it, just to see what happens. But yeah, we should see some big names starting in that as well. And then we have the final official list. They went with 4 goalkeepers: Olivier Baumann, Manuel Neuer, Alexander Nubel, and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Stefan Ortega robbed, but but yeah, I mean, 4 keepers, quite bold for sure. Especially when you have 27, you throw an extra keeper in there, that's pretty strong. But yeah, a few big names missing. But we'll start off with the defense. We had Wandemar Anton, Benjamin Henriks, Joshua Kimmich, Robin Koch, Maximilian Mittelstadt, David Raum, Antonio Rudiger, obviously, Nico Schlotterbeck, Jonathan Tah, and then the midfield we had Robert Andrik, Chris Fukrich, Ilkay Gundogan, team of the season Ilkay Gundogan, Tony Cruz, the legend, Jamal Musiala, Alexander Pavlovich, Leroy Sané, Florian Wirtz. Unreal names. Attackers, you have Maximilian Beer, Nicholas Fulkrieg, Kai Havertz, the one and only Thomas Muller, and Dennis Uvdan. But big names missing. We had
Listen,
Hummels missing. We had Sule. Quite unreal. I thought Sule has had one of the best seasons we've ever seen from him. The one that is really shocking to me, two actually really big shockers. Adeyemi, after the absolute season Adeyemi has had, the workhorse that he is, to be left out, that's just, it's disrespect in my opinion.
Especially after no Nabri, you would think play like Adeyemi.
Yeah.
No call up.
You know what? Then I have three because Serge Gnabry was one as well, and Julian Brandt all out. I mean, it's quite unreal. It's quite unreal. I can't believe it, truly. Yeah, just Timo Werner as well. Timo Werner, I mean, hasn't had a great season, but still unreal. I don't know. It just has to be. I mean, it's Nagelsmann's decision.
They're
He must have
finding
been
him.
watching, obviously. Well, he was obviously watching a lot of Bundesliga more than anything. We saw him at just about every Bundesliga Bayern game or Dortmund game there was, Leverkusen game as well. But to not have Julian Brandt, who I think is one of the best, Adeyemi, I think is one of the best. Especially all these guys are in the Champions League final, playing the best ball of their lives. Quite unreal. But I mean, it is what it is. If we've seen Germany flop tons of times. So, yeah, that's all we got for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you after Championship Sunday.
Championship Sunday will be back on Monday.
Keep watching. Arsenal will not win the league.
Yeah,
we will be there.
We will see what happens, but
Chelsea
we will be there.
Finish fifth.
Chelsea, I believe it too. Tottenham are gonna bottle. We know it already. But all right, thank you guys again. And you were kicking it with Gab
and Cheech.
and Choops. Thank you.